Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to Realtor Real Talk with Jennifer Higgins.
Jessica Warren.
With Real Estate Masters Group. Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
This right here?
Yeah.
You know what this is called?
Step and repeat?
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
I'm really excited about our step and repeat. I apologize.
What are we talking about today?
So today we are going to talk about inspection. Your home inspection on your property and how important that is. And kind of what can come up in a home inspection.
And it may break the deal.
And that's okay.
It is okay.
Yes.
Definitely okay. So, what do they typically do in a home inspection?
So typically on a home inspection, they start on the perimeter of the property. They look at the yard, they look at the house, they look at your stucco, they look at your roof. They always go around the exterior first, or most that I've seen, before they actually start going in.
Have you ever had one that's like ran your irrigation?
Yes.
That's so weird. I just recently had that and I thought it was very odd.
But kind of important.
I know, but I never had anybody until recently.
Not typically covered. I have actually had homes from one of our agents that closed that they probably should have run the irrigation because it was puddling.
Oh, that's not good.
Right. So,
Okay.
to each their own.
Go on. When you said outside, it made me think about that one particular escrow.
So they check everything. They're going to check your GFCIs, which are your ground fault circuit interrupters. Those are special plugs that are anywhere water is found, in your kitchen, in your bathrooms. It just makes sure that if you drop your hairdryer into a bath, it's not going to kill you. It stops the
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you don't want to die.
Yeah, I don't think you want to die.
Nobody wants a killer house.
No. Killer house.
So that's one of the big ones. It's one of the ones that always gets called out. We talked about in one of our recent videos too about the water pressure.
Yes.
Really, really, really common for this to be called out. I received one today that said the house had about 90 PSI for water pressure, and it should be between 50 and 60. To me, that's to each their own, but there actually is a reason. If your water pressure is too high, it actually can have an effect over time on your pipes, on your whole system. There's also a little meter outside that most homes have that you just change a little bit, and that will fix it for you.
Pet peeve of mine.
Right.
Anyways. What can kill a deal in a home inspection?
Anything. For me personally, it's been anything big that people find. Sometimes it's your whole entire electrical panel has a problem. There's actually some electrical panels that have just always had issues, and the home inspectors know which ones they are, and they'll tell you. Sometimes you can get them fixed, and sometimes you absolutely can't. So yeah, anything electrical is usually a big thing. Anything if they find massive cracks in your slab, massive cracks in your stucco. So there's certain things that are normal settling.
Yes.
And I always have to tell my clients this because you're worried. If you're going to look at a home, you want to make sure this home is good for you. It's not going to fall around you. If you have like a window or a door and you have cracks that run like this up, that's normal. That's completely normal settling. If you have a massive one that runs across the wall, and especially if it's wider than a nickel, that could be an issue.
Yes.
So that's the rule for your slab too.
Yes.
If the slab is wider than a nickel, then that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. You better be on your RR. So I had one that our home inspector went through the entire house. There must have been a lot wrong because when we were standing outside, he told the buyer to just run as fast as she could from the house. That there was so much wrong with it, and she was a single mom, and there was no way that they were going to be able to repair. It needed more than just a handyman coming. It needed thousands of dollars of work, so we canceled that escrow.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So the whole reason you're doing this inspection is to make sure that the home fits your needs, and that you're covered, and that any honeydews are manageable for you. And that's what I call it. The inspection is a honeydew list. A lot of times they always call out putting a clamp on your fireplace. It's a $1 clamp you can get from the Home Depot, and it's basically just to make sure the flue stays open. Whee! They almost always call out for putting in new, what is that? In the air conditioning, there's a new... Filter. Thank you, filter. They almost always call out for those because they get dirty and people aren't changing them as often as what they should.
Yeah.
And that's, again, absolutely normal. I had one cancel because it was found to have asbestos tile. And, well, I know. most of us don't really care. But this particular client had family members who had actually passed away from issues with asbestos.
Oh, okay. All right.
So sometimes it's a backstory as well. And there's specific ways that you need to remove anything with asbestos. It's kind of a hot button issue. But
you just make sure that they're qualified to do so.
Yeah.
Because the minute you tamper with that asbestos, it's now airborne.
Yeah.
So leave it alone, it's fine. But that's asbestos in a tiny little nutshell.
Asbestos. Let's talk termites since we're already talking asbestos.
Yeah. Oh.
So a lot of times what's done, I know we're talking about your home inspection, and it does kind of cover it. A lot of times they'll call out saying that the eaves of your roof need to be painted, or there's actually flaking paint. That's something that your termite report is going to find as well.
Dry rot, termites, shocking.
And termite could be something that actually gets a buyer to run away too. And it's something that sellers really have to be aware of. If your home is really old and made of mostly wood,
and you've never had a termite
clearance
done on, or most companies will. It's very cheap to do an inspection on your house.
Right.
And if you don't do that in, let's say, 15 years, and you live in Southern California, you have termites.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's going to be. And some sellers have thousands of dollars worth of work, correct?
Yeah. We're not going to go into that.
Yeah, okay.
I had a couple right after each other that one was a very old home that was built with mostly wood that had a massive amount of termites to be done. And then the next one was actually over in Redlands, and again had a lot of termite issues.
Yeah.
So sometimes we try to estimate as well as we can, but sometimes we don't know exactly what the maintenance or lack of maintenance has been.
And we're not crawling underneath houses in our heels anyways, like termite companies do.
Poor guys.
So, and I don't get in the attic either. I don't know, maybe you do, but
Right.
I don't. So, but I do walk around the perimeter of the house, and I do look at all the eaves and everything like that to see if there's any damage. And then I'm like, okay, this is going to cost you some money.
Right.
But
So back to home warranty.
yes,
Or home inspection.
Home inspection.
They'll run your AC, they'll run your dishwasher, they will turn on your oven, they'll make sure that your AC is getting cool enough and that your heater's getting hot enough. They want to make sure that your property is functional.
Yep.
And once you actually have that report, then when you actually come call for the home warranty companies to come out, they can be able to see that you did your due diligence. You made sure that you checked everything on the property. It was previously functioning, and now it's not.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why you have a home inspection. And just to see, because they get so in depth in that house. They don't open up walls, but they definitely do more than we can do when we do our visual inspection. We're not turning on ovens, we're not turning on ACs, we're just walking through the house and visually inspecting the house. So,
and especially when they go into the attic, because they can see if there's any water leaks that may even not have progressed into the property, but have actually just been inside that attic area. And you can see it right away. Anytime you see discoloration, anytime you see like the paint is bubbled, then that means that somehow water has intruded into the property.
it's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And especially since it rains so much in Southern California this winter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of roof issues out there because it doesn't rain in sunny California.
No, and that rain was coming sideways.
Yes,
it was just trying to find silly inside houses.
It was. Yeah.
So it's okay for you to do home inspection and find an issue, because we want to know that you're okay with the home, and that's why it's so important. You pay for it ahead of time. The two things that you truly pay for ahead of time, or three actually with homeowners association, your home inspection, because they're going to go out and do the work, and whether you move forward or not, they need to be paid for their work. Your appraisal, because same thing. They go out and they check the property, and you need to pay them for their work. The final thing that's come up recently is sometimes the buyers have to pay initial homeowners transfer. If you're moving into a property that has a homeowners association, you may actually have to pay to get the paperwork before you go to close.
And that's if the seller just won't pay it.
Yeah. So big things for you to double check. Just make sure that everything is good to go on, and it's fine again if you say no.
Yeah.
We'll find you another home, and we'll make sure that you're happy, because that's what it's about. It's about you being happy and secure, and us knowing that your heart is good and happy.
And it's the largest investment you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
So protect yourself. Always protect yourself.
We put you into debt, and you like us.
You do. You like us a lot.
but we always want to make sure you're protected. So thank you again for checking in with us. This is Realtor Real Talk with Jennifer Higgins
Jessica Warren.
and Jazz Hands.